too fast for a swim today.
Yeah.
And it's a bit murky. At least we have no crocodiles to worry about.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
It's always a bargain.
Welcome to episode 2 of our Drive the Maroochy River series. In episode 1 we showed you some of the upper reaches of the river, the waterholes, the swimming places, and lots of beautiful spots around. In the second video we're going to be travelling further down the river until we get into Yandina. Now Yandina's a historic little town. It's the first town on the Sunshine Coast, and we're going to show you how it gets its name. So we're going to take you to the north arm of the river. This is Chambers Crossing, and it's just out the eastern side of Yandina.
This is the psycho that we can't take in the caravan with us because she's too much of a psycho.
Beautiful psycho though.
She's our Xena girl.
So they've got the Chambers Crossing Bridge closed off at the moment. It's in a pretty bad state of repair. Luckily we've got a brand new bridge there. But just this little parkland has a little bit of a playground area there and a picnic table, just the one. That might be nice for a bit of a stop.
On the track or something.
So Yandina is on the junction of the north arm of the river and the south arm of the Maroochy River. And from here on in, the river gets quite deep. So how did Yandina get its name? Well, it got its name because of this very point here, which is where the old Cobb and Co coaches used to cross the river. So Gympie was developing and they needed a road north, and of course it had to cross the river, so they picked the shallowest point. And the word Yandina comes from an old Aboriginal term of yan, to go, and dina, by foot. So Yandina. It's the first place you can cross the Maroochy River on foot. So this footbridge has been built on the pylons of the old bridge and can actually join the caravan park, this is the lower side of the caravan park. There's more caravan park up behind there, and it joins it with the shopping centre on the other side of the bridge. Now it has been raining and there's a little bit of water flowing through, but I'll show you what it was like 2 days later. So this is the river crossing a couple of days after the rain. So I don't even think you're going to get a Cobb and Co coach across here. This is where they would have been crossing. And notice these railings here have bolts on them, and they can actually lower those down when the water gets up to the bridge level here. And up there in the distance, just past that new bridge there, is the caravan park. And they do have camping down on that site there. There's a couple of caravans, there's none there at the moment of course, because if the water gets up any higher it floods right away across the camping area there. Days of the old Cobb and Co coaches, they used to cross that river there, but that was a bit unreliable. And then gold was discovered in Gympie, and they put through a whole railway line. Here's the actual second bridge. There's a new concrete one built, and this one here replaces yet an older bridge again. This one's a bit derelict. Of course there's the river just on the other side of those trees, and the junction between the North Arm and the South Arm is right below Mount Ninderry there. So Yandina celebrated 150 years of settlement from 1870 to 2020, back in the middle of COVID. Here's the Yandina Hotel. This is the oldest hotel on the Sunshine Coast, and funny enough, this is its second place. It used to be down closer to the river, but when the railway line was put through, they physically skull-dragged this hotel on rollers using bullock teams to its current location. They served beer the whole time, and the pub owner's wife was pregnant at the time too. So that's dedication to business for you. So Yandina's main street is full of old houses converted into shops. This was the old butcher's, which is now an art shop, the Tai Tong restaurant, really nice restaurant to go to, and there's other old shops and restaurants to have a look at as well. And Yandina is the home to the longest running markets in Australia. Got to go there. So we're heading out to the east of the town now, out towards the highway. As we go around this roundabout, there's the Yandina Historic House just on the left there. And we go just out of town and we're going to turn into V Road. It's a little shortcut. And this is one of the lower parts of the river where it's just above the tidal mark. Pretty much on the other side of that bridge there is where the tide will come up to on a real big king tide. So here the river's just flowing a little bit slower as it heads down towards the junction of the two rivers, which is just around the corner. The next spot we can access is down at Coulsen's wharf. And here's where they used to load up the old barges with logs and sugarcane and other products. And there's still a little bit of this old rail link left. If you can just walk down into this little valley, you'll see these old tracks that lead down to where the wharf used to be. So this is the north arm of the river. There's the bridge to Coulsen, so the Yandina Coulsen Road is just over there. And you can see how the river opens up here quite significantly. It's actually navigable right up to this point. So a little further along the Coulsen Road we actually find Ashton's Wharf. So this little Ashton's Wharf is right out on one of the highest parts of the river. And that's actually where the North Maroochy and the South Maroochy River meet, just down there a little bit. This narrow little boat ramp is actually for canoes and kayaks. There you can paddle the entire river, or up as far as Chambers Crossing that we showed you at the start of the video. You can paddle all this way and explore the whole river on a kayak. I'd love to do that sometime, but I don't have a kayak. But if you do, this is one of the entry points that you can get into it. There's one at Chambers Crossing, and there's others down at Bly and further down the river. It's well worth a trip. So that's the upper reaches of the Maroochy River done in and around Yandina. Yandina's a lovely little historic town on the Sunshine Coast that you really should visit. I reckon I could do a whole episode on there. But if you want more info, drop into the Historic House. So that's in and around the town of Yandina, and you've seen how Yandina's got its name. So we'll close that video off now, and in our next video we're going to show you from where the river goes tidal.
Ah, that's interesting. Okay, so you know what to do. Like and subscribe somewhere on the screen here.
Yeah, down there somewhere.
Down there, Cole tells me. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Enjoy. Puppy, Nanny Rose is going to go and drive through Nolan's. Bananas!